Happy St. Patrick's Day. And yes, I should have made my thumbnail green, but hey. Hey, everybody. I'm Rick. Welcome to Talking Habs, where you get your daily fix of blue, blanc, rouge, and green. Today, a little bit, my green Irish friend, Quebecois. No, that's not really good to say. I didn't mean that, really. He's Irish. Green lighter, green hat. So we have the green team, which is the Dallas Stars. They are green, against the Montreal Canadiens in Montreal for a very beautiful St. Patrick's Day. This has been an amazing day. Really warm here in the home city. And yeah, it's been a great day. So happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody who is going to be celebrating that or already celebrating that. I don't drink green beer. I don't drink a lot, but it's green inside the white. It's green. So I'm celebrating St. Patty's Day. Green hat. So, hey, everybody. So we'll have the pregame show for you. I have game day news. I have a game preview, and there is the Guess the Score contest. If you look in the chat, I've given my score for that. Let me get over to the comments, say hi. And you can, too, if you guess the score of the game and the first goal scorer of the game, you could win $10 directly into your bank account. So give that a go. My guess is 4-3 Montreal with Rem Pitlick getting the first goal. And let me know. Daryl Adams has 5-3 Montreal with Caulfield getting the first one. Daryl Adams also asks me, who do I think the next Hab to go? If I think it's Petrie, if so, at the trade deadline or after the offseason. Jeff Petrie, I fully expect to be traded, but not at the deadline. Not to say it can't happen, but I don't really expect it. I expect that to be an off-season deal. So where to go, where he's going to go. The team that's here today is a big contender for that, apparently. Dallas. You got to figure Detroit's in the running, just because that would be a destination he'd want to go to. Must be on his list of teams he'll go to. Other than that, I tell you the truth, I really couldn't tell you. I don't have any particular inkling of where he's going to go. So you might have noticed the banner on the bottom. Thank you, Ben Chiarot, for everything you've done here. You were, even though, listen, I criticized you plenty on penalties, but quite frankly, this past season, as much as everybody's been crappy, you were quite stellar, especially under Marty St. Louis. And then, listen, you got us a first in 2023, a fourth in 2024, and Ty Smilanic, who actually looks like quite a good pick, very good potential there. So I'm happy with what they got for it. I think for Chiarot, I think that might show that Kent Hughes might be a pretty good, shrewd negotiator. And if that's the case, we may finally be pleased when we hear Montreal has made a trade. We're going to be more pleased than not pleased by it. That's under Bergevin. A lot of trades were kind of underwhelming anyway. I don't think we'll have that here. Habs Guru, how's it going, man? 4-2 Dallas. Seguin getting the first one. Burrows has seen something sus. 3-2 Montreal. Lehkonen with the first one. David. 5-1 Habs, first goal Dallas Stars, Tyler Seguin. Talk to you. Have a good one, buddy. Filibuster. Loving the returns. Yeah, no, I think they're good returns. I mean, look at his highlights. Now everybody kind of looks good in their highlights. I get that. But this kid's skating. Look at his skating. He can be somewhat physical when needed. Just look at that kind of stuff when you watch his highlights. You see this kid being such a good skater has a lot of potential. I think he's already rated from that draft to should have been taken in the second round. Right now, how he's rated, he was a third round pick, so he's already better than where he was picked. I think this was a good pickup. They also know him. I'm going to tell you why. And this a little bit of the game day news. Here's one of the reasons right here. Yes. Smilanic is 2002 year birth. I don't know. Jeff Gordon, Kent Hughes, and Marty St. Louis all have kids who played against him. They know his game and pushed the Panthers for him. So this isn't the guy that they settled for. Because we all thought Owen Tippett would be the guy they look for, right? This isn't the guy they settled for. This is the guy they went after. If you trust in their judgment of talent, which I do, I mean, Jeff Gorton's known as one of the best in the league. I'm going to say that Smolanic is probably more than likely going to make the NHL and be at least a good, solid third line NHLer, upwards of top 6. All right. Anybody else come in? Let's see some comments. They buy excellent trade, and Chiarot said he would love to come back to Montreal, so maybe when he is UFA, we get him back. Problem only I see with that is what's he going to cost, right? He was making $3.5 million here. He's not coming in probably for less than 5. So if we can afford him and all that, I mean, I'm happy to have Chiarot. This was great that they moved him. They got the picks. They got the prospect. If he comes back, well, listen, we got a good haul for him. So yeah, I could see it, but it's what are they going to pay him? That's the problem for me. Mary Jo, hey Mary Jo, 5-2 Habs Pitlick, very close to what I had. Awesome. But does he not need to be signed ASAP or he becomes a UFA? Are we talking about Ty Smolanic? He's from the 2020 draft. I don't think so. I didn't read anything about that, so I don't think so. Hey, Harry Rice. Awesome, Harry Rice. Everybody, don't forget after this, the hangout after the game, go check out Harry Rice's channel. He does a breakdown of the game. So please do that. Everybody here, if you don't know Harry yet, please do that. And when you're there, I'll thumbs up and subscribe. Yeah. Love the Chiarot trade. A prospect, and a 4th for top 4 defender is as good as we could have gotten. I think, that's a good point, right? That haul, it's about as good as you could have got, right? We were all kind of at this point might have been happy with just that 1st round pick, and then he got 2 more pieces. And then we're expecting a 1st and maybe a prospect or a lower round pick. And they kind of got both along with that 1st round pick. So I think a good job on Kent Hughes. Good job on Kent Hughes. I said it when he got hired. He was a shark as an agent, a negotiator. He's going to be the same thing as a GM. So I expect good things from him when he makes moves. Babe, I think I would have heard about that. They have to sign him up ASAP. Well, this is a good point, Phil. I don't know that it'll come into play. The 1st round pick they got from Florida, and I highly don't expect Florida to fall down into the bottom 10. But if they do, it's not protected, which means if Florida does end up at the bottom of the league, Montreal gets a chance at the 1st overall pick from that. And if they're down there too, they'll have 2 of them in the 2 chances. They could win 1st and 2nd. But that has to happen. Doubt it'll happen. But it's nice that, that he negotiated that they didn't protect that pick. Babe, you may be right. I'm just saying that I didn't hear that. I expect that they'll sign him up pretty quick. I predict Petrie and Armia get moved by the deadline, and that'll be it. I go more Armia, yes. I kind of see that. Petrie, I kind of don't. But it's the same problem, right? It's that contract. So maybe, I guess if they could move Armia, they could move Petrie. But usually when you got term like that now, you need more time, like the off season, to do that. I did notice Armia with Anderson out, they've had to split up Caulfield and Suzuki, obviously to protect Caulfield, right? He's small, so they've got Armia on the 2nd line with Pitlick and Caulfield. So, in a way, I think they have other guys, though, that are big. I don't know if they've got anybody that is big and tough like that, besides Pizzetta, who I don't expect to play on the line with Caulfield. Yeah, it's kind of interesting what they have to. I don't know what happens, right? Because you need a guy. Look, Anderson was put on that line. A lot of the reason was his size and his physical play. and he could keep up with them. But believe me, Anderson is the protector of Suzuki and Caulfield, mostly Caulfield when they're playing, because, that's what works. Kulak will go. You know what? I don't want to see that, but I do believe probably we'll see Kulak go. And maybe Chris Weidman also. Now, if you're getting worried about defensemen, from what I understand, it looks like they're going to be able to sign Jordan Harris. If they do, Harris will be one of the defenders coming in to replace these guys, and we'll get a look at Harris. So we'll see what happens. Burroughs thinks Kulak will stay, in his opinion. I'm going to say that I think it can go either way with any of the players. Hughes has said they're not shopping anybody. They may be finished right now making moves if they don't get what they want. I'll say this: they're not gonna send guys out desperately. But you got to figure, a guy like Kulak, if he doesn't go, they're going to sign him, because you're going to lose him for nothing. You can get something for Kulak. You can probably still get something for Weidman. So unless they're signing them, you got to move them, or you let them walk for nothing, like they did to Tatar. And imagine what they could have got if they would have moved last year to Tatar, and because they didn't use them in the playoffs much, so they could have moved them. They would have got something decent anyway. Although maybe not Bergevin negotiating. I don't know. Mary Jo Sun says Dallas 4-2 and Ben first goal if playing. Yeah, I don't. I have the. We'll get to the lineups. It's St. Paddy's Day. I was listening to music, and one of the lines was "Time to get buzzed up," something like that. So yeah, everybody, whatever it is, this drink, whatever, have one. Celebrate St. Paddy's Day. I think, Phil, Weidman could go, yes. Won't get much, like you say, a 6th or a 7th. You're right. But you know what? It's something. We got 2 7th-round picks playing like on the team this year, so doesn't really mean anything, right? Phil, I've said I want Kulak to stay. It's a possibility. If he doesn't get moved, I think they're going to sign him. I think he's very underrated. I like Kulak. But if it's a rebuild, you move guys like that. But they've said it's not. So it's something like a rebuild. They're reinventing the rebuild. I don't know. But I agree with you. Kulak, I would like to stay. And I've said that before. You know what? I've got news on that. First of all, Jake Allen getting his first start in a while tonight. Jake Allen back tonight. He's back. And let's go into this. This is something. He's got a new mask. Where is it? There it is. Jake Allen has a new mask. That's Jake Allen's new mask. Now, this leads me to something that I heard and read from something pretty, reliable, that Jake Allen not getting traded at the deadline. They're going to hang on to him for the rest of the season at least. They got a year after that, but I don't think Jake Allen's going at the deadline. Why? Goalie trouble. The goalies are getting injured. They're having trouble keeping goalies in the lineup. Maybe not the best time to move a goalie. And it looks like they're not going to. So I expect Jake Allen now to stay. Could he go? I mean, sure, he could. But I expect him to stay. I mean, they could say, well, we're getting a good offer for Allen, and we're getting an offer where we could get a goalie back. Maybe they do that. I don't know. But Jake Allen, they're probably not only hanging on to him for that reason, but what if Carey Price can't go? You might want to start next season with Allen, at least, and Monty, and then having to look for a goalie. And that might be something too, right? So I don't expect Jake Allen to go. Okay, let's get to some other news. Now, in my video about my hot takes, I said I think Nick Suzuki will be the next captain. Some not nasty pushback, but people saying, Edmondson or this guy or that guy. Nick Suzuki in a couple years. This is what Ben Chiarot says. So he's as Eric Engels. Let's talk about some of the players you're leaving behind here. What do you think the future holds for Nick Suzuki? I think it's completely up to him, Ben says. He's as talented as anyone in the NHL and mature beyond his 22 years. I see him being a leader here for a long time, being a top player and obviously the face of the franchise here. I see a passing of the torch from Shea and Carey to Nick. That's how I see it going. And I can't think of someone better suited for it, considering how mature he is and how he handles himself on and off the ice. I think he'll be great with the media and the people around the city. Montreal's got a good one with him. Sounds like you're saying he should be the next captain, says Eric. Ben says, in my mind, he'll be the captain. Now, that goes a long way. I mean, there's a guy that's an insider. Ben has to have an inkling into what, So, hey, he's backing me up. So, I think Nick Suzuki's the next captain. Anyways, what else do I got here? I got the mask. If you want to look at the new kid, that's Ty Smilanic. Smilanic is how it's pronounced. Smilanic. That's him. And here's something I like to announce because I think it's pretty cool. I got a couple other things, but I'll show you the pic and I'll announce this. Let me take that off. So, female goalie Eve Gascon will make her QMJHL debut in net for the Gatineau Olympique. Excuse me, I was almost burping. The Gatineau Olympique on Saturday. This is really something cool. Female goalie. It's QMJHL is a men's league or boys league, however you want to say it. I've said this before a few times that if women are going to break into the NHL ever, I think goalies. They'll be goalies first. And I think this kind of proves my point. So she's a female goalie. She's going to join the QMJHL, and I think that's freaking awesome. So we should all celebrate Eve and congratulate her and wish her the best of luck. I hope she wins her first start. I really do. I'm rooting for her. That's for sure. All right. Yannick. I want to call him Yannick all the time. Matthew Perreault has been waived and cleared waivers. Are they trading him or they're going to put him down to Laval? We don't know yet. So Matthew Perreault, probably if they make a trade where they pick up a body and they need to put him on the roster or have him in the lineup, Perreault will probably go to Laval or they're going to move him. And then he's already waived. So any team that might want him, if they want to put him in the minors for depth, they can. And they don't have to worry about waiving him. It makes it more attractive to trade for a guy like that. Let's see, got that. Christian Dvorak is also back for his first game under Coach Marty. They sent Jesse Alonen back down, which is disappointing in that I'd like to have seen Alonen get out there, but he'll get his shot. I'm not worried about Alonen. So Christian Dvorak getting his first look under Coach Marty. So we'll see. We've been talking about it. I'd like to see what he looks like with Marty as coach. We're going to get that look. Oh, this is interesting. The Habs, and I could say it in the I'll say it now. I'll do it now. Let me put it up. It is here. So previous matchups, because I got a reason. So Montreal beat the Stars 5-3, January 18th, not that long ago. One of the few teams at that point that they had beaten. So that means that tonight, if they win, I think it's like their only opportunity to sweep a team. I may be wrong on that, but it's the first opportunity this year that Montreal will actually maybe sweep the Stars. They only play twice a year. And so hopefully that'll happen tonight. And that's all I got for that. Let's see what you guys are saying, and then I'll get to my preview. I'm doing okay. I want to say I'm slightly tipsy. I don't know if you say I'm not drinking, but I'm a little bit inebriated. I'm having a good time. Yeah, I'm having a good time. So, don't come down on me if I might slur a word or two. I apologize, but you know what? It is St. Patrick's Day, folks. Yep. Okay. Paquette was already waived, so yes, Phil. Yep. Arizona may go for Weber's salary to reach the bottom of the salary cap. Yes, that's a rumor, and it may happen. So we may see Weber's contract traded, but you know what? I kind of don't think so. And Baby, I heard today you can't reach the bottom of the salary cap. You can't reach the floor with an LTIR or a guy on LTIR, right? When you put him on LTIR, you're now not on the reaching the floor. So that might not be it, but they might just hold the contract. If you're not up against the cap, you don't use the LTIR anyway. You don't do it. So I don't know. They may be. I heard those rumors. We'll see. We'll get something for it. Burrows, but that's if somebody wants Burrow. I don't know that somebody would really. I mean, you could have picked him up on waivers and not have to give anything up, right? So I kind of doubt Burrow is gonna, unless they make a deal and they throw him into it. But I mean, they would have picked him up on waivers. No, didn't have to give up anything. So I don't understand. I don't think that he's going to get picked up. And Paquette, same thing, right? He went through waivers, cleared. You could have him for nothing. Now you're going to make a trade for, like, it could happen, but maybe not. Although I think if you pick a guy up on waivers and you want to put him down, you can't right away, and then you have to clear him. So maybe that would be the reason why you'd wait for him to clear and go after him. So the possibility, I guess, still remains that they could get traded. You're right. Bergevin could not pull off that trade. Bergevin might have got a first, but he probably got a second and a fourth instead of the first, fourth, and a player, or a second and a player of lesser quality for Chiarot. That's what I would see what would have happened. Hey, Grimes. Sandwich, you're making me hungry. You just seen your name. I agree. We should have traded Tatar last year for a forward or a defenseman. For a pick even. Get something. They didn't use the guy. So what was going to, what was the, anyway. And he didn't really help. They backed into the playoffs anyway. So it was really, in hindsight, should have moved him. Phil, but you got time to sign the picks. I think there's 2 or 3 years to sign. Like Harris was from a few years ago. And if we don't sign him like now, sure, we lose him. But so I think they have time. And for Smilanic, I mean, he's only been drafted, it was 2 years ago. Must have 2 more years to sign him. I don't know for sure, but that's what I'm assuming. Bergie would have, I'm good. Bergie would have probably extended Chiarot for 7 years, $10 million a year. Not $10 million, but probably 5. And maybe not 7, but probably 5 at 5. I think you might be right. Hugh said he wasn't going to move a goalie. That's why I'm saying that's why I'm saying that I don't. Allen, I don't think is moving. Robert, happy anniversary! Happy anniversary! Happy anniversary! Happy anniversary! Happy anniversary! That's it. I can't do more than that. Happy anniversary, Robert and wife. That's good news. I hope they win for you. Grimes, we were saying that before, keeping Kulak. He's unsigned, but it's only 2 years, Baby. I think they have longer. Hey, Gabriel. We robbed Florida. Well, I think our GM's a pretty shrewd negotiator, as I thought when he got hired. I said it. I think he'll be as good a negotiator as he was as an agent. And he was apparently a pretty damn good negotiator. So if he was fleecing GMs as a negotiator for players, and you can see some of the contracts he got for his guys, he was fleecing GMs. No reason why he can't still fleece GMs, because that's who he's dealing with in that case, right? So, yeah, I expect some pretty good trades when he makes them. Grimes, all in for Suzuki, and I agreed with everything Chiarot said. Yeah, I mean, it's coming from the room. And he's wearing an A. Chiarot was a letterman, so you got to think he has a good idea that that's what's going to happen, right? Imagine we somehow pulled off getting Slavkovsky and Bedard or something. I don't know how we don't win a cup. You know what? If they end up with Slavkovsky, I'm going to be just as happy. This kid looks really good. I don't know where he comes from, and I hope it's not a Russian problem. He might be Russian with that name, but probably not. I think I've asked this before. But Slavkovsky looks really solid, man. Like a solid pick. So I'd be very happy with that. Gabriel, Suzuki, Galley, or Andy. You know, I still think Suzuki. I don't disagree with you, but I still think it's going to go to Suzuki. Gabriel, 5-3, Habs, Galley with the first. Galley could freaking use it. I might get hate for this, but everyone get the hate hats on. I don't think guys and girls should get mixed up. It's not about skills. I just feel like it doesn't make sense. Not cool, but you know what? It'll grow on you as it goes along. Let's see how she does. And I'm pulling for her. I don't think there's anything wrong. As far as goalies, I think it'll take a little time for them to be skaters as well. But I think it's just a thing. It's just a mindset that we have that we got to break. That's all I think. Men and women are working together, doing all kinds of hard jobs now. Why can't they play hockey then? Maybe not football, but I don't see anything wrong with hockey. There's small guys in hockey. There's big women too. I mean, there's all. So I think the right woman could make the jump. I'm not just saying just throw any girl in there. It's going to be tough, but yeah, I'm all for it. And it's just a mindset. The longer you see it happening, the more you get used to it, and you'll be fine about it. You'll see. Listen, I remember them when the Russians came over. Man, it was so weird. Now, does it matter where a person is from anymore? You know, all the nationalities coming into the league in droves back then when it happened was weird. And now don't think it's weird at all. Wherever a guy comes from, as long as he's good. Right? So that's what's going to happen with women. Didn't Stars get 95? I don't know. They might have got a lot. They certainly didn't get 95. They might have got, but there was a game with like 55. I think Allen just stood on his head that game. Hey, Eric. Who was taking Chiarot's spot in the lineup? Well, we're going to get to that in just a minute now. I'm almost at the bottom of these. Edmondson took his spot, actually. Baby, it's 2 years. So, well, there you go. But so how come Harris? Harris is still unsigned. Was that only 2 years ago? I thought it was longer. Anyway, I thought it was longer. Eric Sheneman took a spot on the roster. Edmondson took a spot in the lineup. Jason, 3-2 Habs. Robert Dario. Caulfield with the first goal for Jason. Slavkovsky is Slovakian. Awesome. No problems there. I like what I see from the kid. He did, Gabriel. 17 years old, too. Led the Olympics in points. Either for kids. I think he led in points for everybody. Harry, exactly, right? And I'd love to see the Canadians hook up somehow with Marie. It's more than Poulin, but I got two names there. Anyway, that would be so great. Great for the women's game, and just I think the right thing to do if they do it. I don't think she should play here, but definitely hook up somehow, promote her in the women's game, and help the women's game along. That game was Monty. I think you are right, Grimes. I think you're right. All right, let's get to the preview. Let me drink something so that my voice doesn't sound weird. It sounds weird to me. All right. There you go. All right. I did everything. I got everything. I did that. I did that. This is the game. Dallas Stars in town to take on the Habs. Stars are 32, 23-3, 67 points, fifth in the Central. Habs are 16, 36, and 8, 40 points, eighth in the Atlantic. That guess about how many points they'll finish with, that's definitely gone up. I was thinking somewhere around 50. Looks like, now more around 60, a little over, but not much more than that. But still, that's a big difference from what under the other coach. How to watch the game. Start time is 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific in Habs region, TSN 2 in English, RDS in French, as always. Stars region, Bally Sports Southwest. Streaming ESPN Plus, NHL Live, RDS Direct, TSN Direct, Sports Surge, where I watch it, and NHL 66. Betting lines, which have been away. They haven't had them for a little bit. For the spread, Dallas minus 1.5 gives you plus 140. Montreal plus 1.5 gives you minus 160. Money line, Dallas minus 170. Montreal plus 150. Over under is 6. Over gives you minus 115. Under minus 105. Last 10 record. Dallas 5-4-1 on a 3-game losing streak. Montreal 6-3-1 on a 1-game losing streak. So someone here is going to break, not that it's a streak for Habs, but someone's going to break that because there's no ties. So this is the game that, I showed this already. I don't have to show this again. Tail of the tape. Scoring chances for percentage, 46.6%. That's 25th for Montreal. 50.6% for the Stars, 14th in the league. Goals per game, 2.47. Last in the league for Montreal. 2.88, and that's 20th in the league for the Stars. Goals against per game, 3.82 for Montreal, 32nd in the league. 2.95 for the Stars, 15th. Power play percentage, 13.3, 31st in the league. So it just came up a little bit. 23.4 for Dallas, 11th. That's a good power play. PK percentage, 73.8%, 29th in the league for Montreal, and 78.4% for Dallas, 19th. That's an okay power PK. Head-to-head record, Montreal 1-0-0. 1-0. Yeah, I guess that's it. 1-0-0. And Stars are 0-1-0. That's their head-to-head. And go to shots on goal, inverted, as they always do. For Dallas, 31 shots per game allowed, and Montreal 33.7. And on goal for 30.7 for Dallas, 29.8 for Montreal. Let me just go here. Face-off percentage, Dallas 55%, second in the league. Montreal 47.8%, 24th in the league. Goalies tonight, I don't really know. Ottinger is 19-9-1, 2.245 goals against average, 918 save percentage, 1 shutout. Holtby 10-10-1, 278 goals against, 913 save percentage, no shutouts. Monty, we know on this side. Allen tonight. Return of Allen, 5-16-2, 315 goals against, 901 save percentage, 2 shutouts. And players to watch over the last 5 games. On the Dallas side, Jason Robertson, who is hot. I have him in fantasy. 7 points in those last 5. 7 goals. They're all goals. Klingberg with 4 assists. And Robertson, only a +1 with all those goals that week. So maybe he's not great defensively. On the other side, points, Caulfield, 7. Goals, 4. Nick Suzuki. Assists, 5. Chris Weidman breaking out with the assists. +2 is Jeff Petrie. Team leaders for goals, Jason Robertson, 30. For Dallas, Montreal, Suzuki, 16. Points, Pavelski, 60. For Dallas, Suzuki, for Montreal, 43. He's climbing. Time on ice for Dallas, Miro Heiskanen, and for Montreal, Ben Chiarot, who is no longer there. Now you can keep the, there's no face. That would make sense. 23-33. And wins, which is not showing. It's 10 wins for Ottinger and 7 for Montembeault, leading for each team. And Habs scoring. Tyler Toffoli dropping down. Suzuki with 43. and leading the team with 16 goals. Lehkonen, 28 points. 28 points. Lehkonen second in scoring. Caulfield now right up his ass, and I don't mean that literally. 27 points, 11 goals. That's 11 goals. That means 10 goals in 15 games under Marty. I think it's 15 games. Toffoli had 26 points. Anderson, second on the team in goals, 15, 24 points. And Hoffman, 23 points. So they're getting some points now. And we're not as pathetic there. On the other side, Pavelski, 60 points. Robertson, 55. He's got 30 goals, 25 assists in 50 games played. That's pretty damn good. Heinz, however you want to pronounce it, 49 points. Seguin, 32 with 18 goals. Ben, 31. And Klingberg, 31 points. And bottom 5 in the league, Philadelphia, Ottawa, then Arizona, 4 points ahead of Montreal. Seattle, 2 points ahead of Montreal. And Montreal on the bottom still. Current line. Dallas away record is 12, 15-2. Montreal's home record is 8, 18-2. The last 3 seasons versus each other, Dallas 2-1-0, Montreal 1-1-1. And that's all we need to know from there. Let's see the lines. Here are the lines, boys. Nick Suzuki is centering Mike Hoffman and Brendan Gallagher. Cole Caulfield will be centered by Rem Pitlick, and Armia on the other wing as the big body protector, and he better get mean. Jake Evans in between Byron and Lehkonen. Christian Dvorak starting out on the 4th line. Might not end up there at the end of the game. In between Pizzetta and Dauphin. Edmondson and Petrie, first pair. Kulak and Romanov, second pair. Sheneman and Weidman, third. Allen starting. And Anderson still out lower body. Paling upper body. Clegg upper body. Hammond lower body. Savard ankle. Drouin wrist. Price knee. And Pitlick undisclosed or whatever. I don't know. Tyler Pitlick's got. And finally, the Stars lineup. Hintz between Robertson and Pavelski. Seguin between Peterson and Glendening. Ben in between Studenik and Guryanov. Faxa in between Raffel and Radulov. Lindell and Klingberg, first pair. Suter and Hakanpää, second pair. My dog that's in dog language. Harley and Hanley, third pair. Ottinger getting the start. And Shield is the backup. So Braden Holtby not even there. And I can't read the bottom because of my thank you for Ben Chiarot. Okay, Ray, it's kind of enough now. Let's go see what the comments are. Ray, they stopped barking, so you need to stop. Okay. Let's find where I am. And how long do I have? I got another 7 minutes. If Poulin never plays in Montreal, I see her as a future GM. Well, that's a bit of a... I'm not saying it's not possible, but that's a bit of a stretch right now. That's all I'm saying. It's a bit of a stretch. I see her doing PR work to start with for Montreal, and then who knows where from there, right? But I think you start with some PR and just get her in with the team and promoting women's hockey. Montreal Canadiens should be, without a doubt, promoting women's hockey and be a leader in that. Grimes, I think they'll sign him and we'll see him in the lineup before the end of the season. That's Harris we're talking about. Rob's got 3-1 Habs. Galley with the first. Kenny B. Hey, Kenny B. He's got 4-3 Suzuki. First goal. Dixon. Hey, Dixon. 4-2 Montreal. Devo. Sandwich. Peter and Weber's LTIR. Petrie and Weber, for Chikrin. I wish. Yeah, you don't really trade injured players unless you're trading for an injured player. So I think that Chikrin is not on the block. He'll be a summertime move for them. Quinn, hey Quinn. It's Rick from Talking Habs. Where's that come from? I don't get what you're saying there. Tario, hey Tario. 4-2 with Robertson getting the first one. Awesome. For Dallas. Okay, good that you managed. Because if you put no team, then it's Montreal. If you have the other team, you got to put the team. That's how it works here. Coast to coast. Hey, coast to coast. Lucas. Hey, Lucas. That's my dog saying hi. I gave her a trim today, so she had a haircut. She looks great. I say that because I did the trim. I want to believe she looks great. It's a little bit, it's not the greatest one, but I did the best I could. Like the froggy, that's the my Irish frog. Irish Quebecois frog. Don't read anything into that. Please don't. Got a green lighter. Got a green hat. My weed man hat. Appropriate, right? Carry price. The blue stuff I think is his practice pads. I think when he gets back and he's in games, he's going to wear the ones that are white when they touch the ice, because it's when they're white, you don't see if there's a hole under as easily, or the 5 hole, it's a little harder. Ray, stop barking now. I know you want to be known by everybody, but stop barking. Great show as usual. Thank you, Robert. Well, I made a prediction. It's in my, if you want to see, go see my hot takes video. That is the number one prediction. I'm not telling you which way I go. You got to go watch it. Price to the Leafs? No, they're not going to trade anybody to the Leafs. The Leafs, they don't trade anything like that. Not happening. And besides, Carey Price has to waive his no movement. You know what? So does Brendan Gallagher. Ray, stop. My dog is spraying. She's going to bark all the time. Galley has a no movement clause as well. So Galley has to approve, which I think he will if they ask him. Kenny, I like the red pads too. So does Price. Apparently, Price really likes the red pads, but not appropriate in a game really, because you want them to sort of blend in with the ice. That's why a lot of goalies have white pads. Got another few minutes. And then we got a game. Let's see. I'd like to see them beat Dallas. They could say they swept a team. They win on St. Patrick's Day. They win a game. Yeah, they'll probably tie the Kraken. Then I don't know if the Kraken play tonight or not. Probably they do. There's a lot of teams playing tonight. So if the Kraken win tonight, we don't have to worry. So far, they're winning. Their better play under Marty St. Louis hasn't really cost them anything in the standings. Although, listen, if they were still under Ducharme, I'm sure they'd be farther down. I mean, without a doubt. But Marty hasn't cost them anything in the standings. And we're in the right trajectory now, Well, maybe Kenny B, that's why you do, right? The white. So it looks like there's an opening in between. Maybe that's what it is, right? So, it fools them. Not 100% of the time, but it helps, right? Remember, the shooter also is making quick decisions. So you can be fooled sometimes like that. All right, guys, I think I'm going to go. Yeah. So thanks, everybody, for being here. It was a fun pregame show, and hopefully we'll have a good game. Thank you, Ben Chiarot, one more time. Thank you, Ben Chiarot, for the almost 3 years of service for the Montreal Canadiens. Wish you luck in Florida. And, hey, maybe you'll be back next year. Who knows, right? So, anyways, thanks, Ben Chiarot. Tribute to you tonight. And thanks, everybody, for being here. I'll be back in 15 minutes for the hangout and the game. And hopefully I'll see you there. So stay safe till then. Peace out, everybody. And I'll see you soon. Bye, everybody. Ciao, ciao. Let me find my cursor and click that button. Ciao.